we go.
You know what's up.
Chad Loud co-hosting tonight, episode 38. How we do it? What am I getting?
Doing fantastic, man. It's great to be on this podcast, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you bringing me on here.
Nah, man, you just a cool cat, man. Meeting people like you said, I didn't even know you bought the cells for me. Just meeting people like you that just are in this industry to have fun, man. It's hard to come around that, I've picked up a lot of faithful followers, and along the way, you just pick up every type of hatred, waiting for you to even look wrong, and not realizing what it even takes to do this. And then they forget all the stuff. Like every podcast, we're giving away equipment. Every month, we're doing giveaways. Like every car show that we do go to, you're walking up and just having to leave a review or follow us. You're getting free stuff, and you're not walking up with your wallet buying shirts. Like people forget about all that. So when I meet somebody like you that kind of took some crap over wearing a Big Jeff chain, I just was like, man, this guy's cool as shit. And then trust me, I've had, people are gracious sometimes getting swag. But if you made a video, man, like I wanted to hire you. I watched it like 5 times in a row. I'm just like, this dude is so cool. So I wanted to get you on. All right, we got George Perez in here. YT Shots Girl. Slay. I think that's the first one. Daniel Clark. Juan in the house. JT's Garage. Dusty. I see you sticking up for us with that whole woofer thing. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. People they're still trying to take me to the house to burn me alive over a pricing error. It's crazy out there, but I appreciate all the support. Like always, we're using the new software, so everybody, no matter where you're logged in, what YouTube, what Facebook, you'll see all your comments here. Tonight's a big night. First time ever. I've been a Rockford dealer for almost 3 years. When I got it, I was still just a really small baby. So to get a company and allow me to sell online and be an authorized online seller was huge. Rockford's a huge company. So getting these guys on here to talk about the brand, this is perfect time, especially with tax money. Brandon Arrowwood, what's up? Juan in the house. Britt in the house. Like to see females in here. That's really cool. There's a ton of females in this industry. We love having you aboard. Tonight, too, we'll be giving away a Rockford amplifier. Every podcast, we're giving something away. Rockford's throwing in a nice 5-channel. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. If you haven't done it already, hit that like button. That always helps out. Share this out. Let's get some people in here. You don't really get to see guys from Rockford on a podcast outside of their show, so this should be fun. Make sure you hit that share button. Also, right now it's tax time. I see money starting to roll in. We have so much stuff on sale. Def Bounce, Audio Control, the Marts, the new version 2, Sundown Kicker, Black Diamond. Man, there's just so much stuff on sale. Next week, Gale Force is going on sale. Take advantage of it. This is the time where you get your money in. You want to spend it right. Deviant in the house. Thank you for showing up, Deviant. We had an issue. For over 4,000 listings, we had an issue. One Duff Bounce speaker was priced at $22. Obviously, we don't even pay that for it. People bought it up. They shared it out, and like 100 woofers got sold. We obviously couldn't fulfill them. It was a serious glitch. Don't even have that amount. And we contacted everybody right away and said, hey, combination of software and human error, but we're going to refund you. People weren't having it. I've gotten threatened with lawsuits. Better Business Bureau, we're turning you into eBay. Like everybody wanted to take you at the stake for a pricing error. That to me is crazy. We give away $5 to $10 grand every month, and to expect the company to fulfill 100 orders on a glitch over a weekend. Obviously, I'm not that company for you. You're not going to find any online company that would have done it, and they've all had their issues. Shit, I had Audio Pipe here. The guys from Audio Pipe said that they've had multiple times they put up a product and put the wrong price by accident, and it is what it is. It happens. Juan says that the Big Jeff lithium battery need charged before install. I definitely recommend you doing a lithium charger on it. That is always recommended with any lithium. It has a built-in balancer. Okay, 2, the Martz version 2 amps came in. Martz heard everybody's comments, man. Tiffany style RCAs, that badass bass knob. They've done double inputs on the power, 8-gauge speaker outputs. They listen on the top of the amp. You have clipping, protect, and power. They are available, and we do have the original Martz on a crazy sale. So check that out. Okay, so I got Chad Loud in the house with me today. What's up,
Yeah.
Chad?
Hey, how you doing?
Chad is a cool ass dude, man, that I haven't met in person, but stood up for your right to just have a good time at a car show.
And I always will.
He almost got burned at the stake for having a chain on and getting a demo in a competitor's vehicle. Like, what is the big deal? And he stood up to it. I sent him out a bunch of swag, and then he made this killer video on him opening the box. I was blown away. So I've been trying to stay in contact with him. Yes, welcome,
What's up,
Chad,
everyone?
everybody. Give him some love.
Sarah, George.
You're also just got a part of a car club. What team are you with?
Yeah, thank you. Team It Hurts. Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned it because even people on my team still give me shit over the chain and I still represent it.
Yeah. So with Team Hurts, there's different locations. And we're very cool. We're very cool with some.
Mostly in Florida.
Yeah, no problem at all. And then the other people just for some reason just have nothing better to do. But we welcome anybody and everybody. And we appreciate you being here. Tonight's a big night. I got 2 guys, Eric and Greg from Rockford Cardio.
Heck yeah.
I've been wanting to get Rockford on this podcast since I started. Very busy people, busy company. We've been a dealer and approved online seller for 3 years now. Incredible product, incredible service. Always coming out with something new. I'm stoked to have them on tonight. This is the type of stuff you'll see at this type podcast instead of others. We're here to bring people that you normally don't see, hear about, or get to talk to on this show. And that's why we call it Big Sound by Big Jeff. So hit that like button, hit that share button, and we're going to get this thing kicked off. Ben, let's get this shit started.
Let's go. It's the Big Sound Podcast. Welcome back. Got one hell of a cast to keep it action-packed. Big Ben on the scene, yeah, and Taylor the hair. Allie the queen and Big Jeff in the chair. Got audio legends coming on the show. If you need some advice, then you'll be good to go. Got the usual suspects at the chats. And Deviant for life, straight rapping facts. Let's go and hit the website no matter what your budget's. Year, make, and model, we will tell you what fits. And hair tricks, get them for just $1. Cop a Big Jeff shirt and pop your collar. We bout to take off like a convertible drop top. Haters sneaking in, they get hit with that bot shot. Before we set it off, you gotta do something. Grab your chain, your shades, and your pinky ring. Now we ready to go, yeah, it's time to begin. You know it's Big Jeff Audio for the win. Team Big Jeff, y'all can start the show. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go!
That was awesome. That was actually a new intro. We have a guy in here named Deviant who just
You hit out of the park on that one.
Yeah, he just does this out of his heart. He surprised me the first time, long time ago with one, and I mean, he's been killing it. I told him, hey, we got to change it up from Christmas. I didn't even see it. This is the first time, so I was blown away. Eric and Greg from Rockford, thank you for being on the Big Sound by Big Jeff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is episode 38. Man, I've been trying to get you guys on for a while. You guys are super busy. You're coming out with product left and right, like Harleys and side-by-sides. And, I mean, it's crazy the amount of stuff that has come out in the middle of coming out. Rockford's just one of those names, man, that's going to go down in history for sure. We actually have a giveaway tonight. You guys are giving up a R2 750 x 5, a 5-channel amp. One of you guys want to give us a little breakdown on what this amp is and what it does?
Right. First of all, Big Jeff, we want to say, hey, thank you for having us. I'm glad we can make it as well. Chad, good to see you, my friend.
Pleasure to meet you.
I hope everything is good down there.
So let's get this out of the way. We're not wearing Big Jeff's shirt because we had a last minute change, and Greg got promoted Congratulations,
Thank
my
you.
brother.
Thank you.
So we had a last minute change up at the show, and Allie was a dear. She was great, and she wanted the FedEx and all this stuff. And we're like,
Timing was bad.
No
I
reason.
apologize.
That's all right. What is the promotion you got?
So I'm actually your new Eastern Regional, Jeff. So I'll be working with you directly moving forward.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's the way to find out.
That's one way, right?
Yeah,
I leave my
100%.
friend hanging here, so I decided to match up, and we brought our own. We busted these out from 2008 and 2009. Our very own Diamond R Gleam.
I like it.
So you needed this to get into our private party.
Okay.
And we did it at CES.
Nice. I like the bling for sure. Rockford's one of the companies that I have so much stuff over time of clocks, and I even have hold on, let me grab it.
They made all the knickknacks over the years.
Well, yeah, that, but also they actually did their own bottle. Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Look at that bottle right there. Nice job.
Oh.
Yes,
So Rockford actually got the whole barrel and produced their own bottle here.
We did a
I don't even
collaboration.
want to open it. One day, I don't know if it'd be worth some or what, but I'm not opening it. Crazy company, even back this way, which you can't see, was actually a painting done, Rockford, with the bottles by an artist, and it comes with an authentication certificate. It's crazy what you guys do for your dealers and for your customers, for sure. We got Lori in here. I'm seeing a lot more.
Lori's actually my sister.
Oh, okay, cool. We got Deviant in the house. Jay Hoyt is in the house. Let's get through some of those. So you got promoted. I guess we'll be talking here real soon. We got you guys on tonight. We're going to talk about the brand. We're going to give away a R2 750 × 5. You all want to get in on that. I need you to comment right now the word Rockford, ROCKFORD. That will get you entered in. Make sure you hit the like button and share it out. What we're going to do is take a short video break with something about Rockford here. We're going to come back and we're going to start getting these guys under the gun and ask them some questions. We'll be right back.
That's a great giveaway.
Yeah.
I'm Eric Russell.
I'm Greg Schlegel.
We're both from the Inside Rockford Fosgate team.
And today we're going to show you how to install our new Stage 1 and Stage 2 fairing speakers on a 2024 Harley-Davidson Road Glide. Please note, to experience the full performance of your new speakers, you'll need to install the required primary audio amplifier kit. As you can see, that install was very straightforward.
Wonder what Greg thinks about this installation. He likes it.
One thing that really cool is you guys have for your dealers basically an HDMI input that connects to Wi-Fi, and it basically links back to Rockford and plays Rockford videos, installs, all day long, nonstop. And we have it actually in our showroom here. Those are the type of things that the company does, right? And there's plenty of big brands we have. Nobody has gone to that level to supply that not even the amount of stuff that's around here that is branding of Rockford or the swag or giveaway, but also having something like that plays nonstop all day. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, that was a great promotion that we did there with the Rockford Live that we called.
Man, that thing
24/7.
That thing is all I can imagine in like the stereo shops, people sitting there waiting for vehicles. It's just a great thing to watch. So that's just some of the stuff that people don't see behind the scenes that the company does. So let's just dive into it. A couple things here. We already know you're the new regional sales. Greg, we're going to be talking. That's your job there. You're on here. But then what do we have? What do you do besides? Are you the marketing, the installer? Are you designing this? What's everybody's titles here?
Yes. Yeah. So I've been here for this will be 35 years in August. So
oh wow.
I've worn a lot of hats. I've been very proud of the work that we've done at Rockford, and I've been working in marketing for probably the last 25 years. So I actually write a lot of the advisories. I do the install tutorials, do a lot of the newsletters, and I maintain the website. I've maintained the website since it started back in 1992, I think. Yeah. So so I've been around the block for a little bit. I do whatever I can to help out the marketing team and make sure that the sales team and the dealers get exactly what they need to be successful.
So 35 years, same job, well, same company. I mean, I'm lucky to have people that are only a couple of years, let alone 35 years. That's incredible. You've seen Rockford just, like a baby grow up in a sense to where it's at now. Give me an idea where you think. I know a lot of manufacturers are making a lot of changes to keep up with the bass head scene and online and everything else. What is Rockford doing to adapt that it's not just, some, I don't want to say old school, but, years back, you had my younger age was Rockford was bass and loud, and it was only so many companies back then. And then it went more, I wouldn't say as hip, but then they came back out like just on top of the world with off-road and side-by-side and marine. And what is Rockford's outlook? Especially for 2024, where are they going? What are they trying to do?
That's a really good question. Something that we get asked a lot because we have seen so many changes in the industry, and Rockford has been there at every step. So, I started off on the production line assembling punch 45s, punch 75s, punch 150s. So when guys come up to me at a show and they're like, "Wow, man, I had the Power 300 in my car. I ran the same Power 300 in my truck." So I definitely know what that passion is like. And, we've evolved as a brand. We started off in 1980, right there in Tempe, Arizona. We bought the company from Jim Fosgate, the inventor. And so we developed it from there. So for a long time, we were focused on car audio, and have just recently, over the last 7 to 10 years, we have developed into these other 4 categories, which would be marine, motorcycle, and side-by-side. So we get a lot of, do you guys still do car audio? Of course, car audio is the core of what we do. But just like all of us, right, we've grown up, and we also have families, we have houses, we have a car, we might have a boat, we might have a motorcycle. You actually have a motorcycle yourself, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the key things was the fact that we were able to adapt, as our generation that started off with the older cars, and we put the bass in the trunks and the back seats and things like that. We've evolved. Like you said, we have families now. We had baby seats in the back seat. We couldn't throw, 2 12-inch subwoofers back there. But now as we've grown, we've adapted our toys, whether it's a camper, whether it's a car, whether it's a motorcycle side by side. So Rockford's been able to adapt to that. So therefore now we're leaving the family car to itself, but yet we can outfit the toys.
Because Daddy's easy.
I got to say too, I think you're also catering to the changes in the DIY stuff, because your stuff is more and more plug and play.
Correct.
I've seen in my years, we're never going to get rid of the stereo shop, but they're just not going to be as big as it was 10 years ago, or the amount. And with online sales and people doing more and more of these projects, manufacturers had to have changed their model, get with guys like me that are going to stick to the rules and the map and everything else online, do that marketing. And then also your job is to add that marketing and also give product that people can do more and more on their own. Okay. And what I don't think everybody realizes, if they do or they don't, a lot of your product is plug and play. It's made just to go right in there with basic hands-on type. You don't even have to be an installer. You don't have to be a carpenter. You just got to have some common sense and work around some tools. You even installing the speakers on that bike and that video, not saying it's anybody can do it, but it seemed pretty simple. So is Rockford starting to cater more for that person that's doing it himself, or?
Well, it's half and half. So we actually build for the dealer, for the installer. We build for the installer first. And a lot of that rolls over into the DIY. Like JT's Garage, he's been a dealer for a long time. Back in 1989, he saw the Astrovan. So what was your perception of when you had that Astro band? We delivered more than what you were expecting, a lot more power output and a lot more bass output than what you're expecting out of Rockford Fosgate. So we're continuing that evolution. Our tagline used to be car audio for fanatics, but now it's purpose-built audio. And it's still the same heart in the company. We just need to adapt to other platforms. Like what Greg was saying, a lot of us do have toys. We have a boat, a side-by-side, or motorhome, or a motorcycle. And when we're reaching out to these newer customers, it's a newer customer base, a newer installation base. They might not be so into the audio section as we are. Like, we all live and breathe it every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes we might come across a shop that, they're just adding audio to make sure that everything else on the vehicle is being maintained properly. So sometimes we have to develop those plug and play systems so that it's easy to install and it's repeatable. That's the biggest important message that we want to get, is it's repeatable performance, that whether you're doing it as an installer or DIY, you're going to get the same basic performance that you're going to get whoever does the install.
And I want to talk, one will ask, Juan here says Fosgate have a 2.75 inch speaker available. I don't think a 2.75. I think there's a 3.5.
3.5 and a 4, yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I want to point out to everybody too, when you buy from Rockford, you're also getting that service. And I'm going to tell you why. You buy something from us, we're an authorized dealer, we're going to take care of you. But at the same time, you can also go directly to Rockford, all right? And a lot of the stuff might even be a field destroy, or they might talk to you over the phone and help you figure out what the issue is. Like, you have a whole tech support team, correct? When people call in, it's not like a customer service team like we would have. You guys have techs that have this equipment, understand the equipment, and can break it down. I think that's a big thing, that it's not always about the money. You're getting really good product. You're getting great warranty, but you're also getting that service. I've had a lot of customers call in, and you guys have helped them basically build out a box and tell them where they need to go with it. That's huge. That's the type of support you're going to get, and I think that has to be acknowledged. The second thing is our return rate in over 3 years. I don't even know how much stuff I've actually even returned to you guys. And we've sold by this time now at least 1.5 or 1.6 million in product. I don't think we've ever had to even return much. That's another thing. If it could take up that daily abuse from the people buying and installing it, there's your quality too in this brand. The LEDs are bright. I don't have to worry about hearing that the marine speakers change colors after a couple months, things like that from the sun and that. So those are huge. I got one thing here I want to bring up. I was in Bill's car, Progressive, our sales rep, and he's got a Jeep. And I heard that Jeep plug and play system. Now, granted, it's $5,000 or so, but you get everything front to back. Can you get everybody a breakdown on that Jeep kit? Because I got in there and I was blown away. One, how clean it was, that off the rip, but the bass output was incredible.
Yeah, it's unprecedented in the audio industry that we're in. There are a lot of companies that build Jeep kits, but it requires you to cut out the sound bar and you have to do your own wiring and so forth. Doesn't usually come with a digital signal processor, and you have to buy your own radio. And a lot of those kits don't even come with subwoofers. I mean, why go big if you're not going to have subs in it, right? So
100%.
This is an all-in-one, which called our stage 5, so you can estimate, how much output you're going to get out of that. Stage 5 basically means it's the best of everything that we have to offer. So you get a full plug-and-play wiring harness. It's 1,600 watts. You have an 800-watt amplifier for the mids and highs. And then you have a 1,000-watt amplifier for either 2 10s on the Gladiator or 2 12s on the Wrangler Unlimited. And so it comes with the DSP. We have partnered with iData Solutions, and that digital signal processor taps into the CAN bus communication. So you can use your factory radio and you don't have to replace that. You can still retain all the control and functionality of that radio. So we're communicating directly through the CAN bus, and then as you program it, it'll actually load in an audio tune that our acoustical engineers have spent many weeks on developing. We use a 6 mic array, And it's basically 6 microphones because you have 2, 4, 6, depending on if you're a tall person, a medium height person, or somebody like me, short, that sits in the car. And so what that 6 mic array does is it helps us analyze the acoustical response when you're in the driver's seat. So yeah, it's a plug and play system. It's kick ass. It really is easy to go together. And I've got a tutorial out there that shows you how to do it. It is a little bit long because you're taking a lot of part of the Jeep. But
yeah, but when you're doing the Jeep front to back, to get stuff built, that's not even going to sound. I'm going to tell you, I heard this thing. I was blown away. I've been on and off in cars since I was 15 years old, back when people were like, who's jail audio? My first amps were Soundstream Class A and the real Precision Power. And let me tell you, I've heard a lot of stuff. I got in that Jeep and I had to take a second. So I was like, no way. If you added up all that stuff at a stereo shop and getting the custom box built and everything installed, you're going to be way over that and probably triple the time. I'm going to give Chad here some credit because he's chatting in the background. Yes. If you buy a Rockford amplifier and you buy a Rockford amp kit, you just extended another 1 year warranty on the amp. And
Absolutely.
the reasoning by that is, if we all know power and wire are very important. So Rockford says, hey, we don't have the cheapest kits, but we have the best kits. 100% copper, very flexible, easy to use, great RCAs, great distribution. You purchase that with your amplifier and install that, you have now just added 1 year to your warranty. So that's a kind of win-win because you're getting the wire and you're getting an extended warranty without all the red tape and the bull in it. Chad, I got to admit, you got a bunch of people in here, man. I've never seen so many super chats. We give away so much stuff, Eric and Greg, that I've never had people really give us. I don't ask for super chats or whatever it is, right? We don't do it for that.
That's my
but
teammate,
I've seen
man.
more tonight than I've ever
out to
seen
you
before
guys.
with this guy here. He's just infectious, this guy. We're gonna by the end of the night, though, we're gonna make you take the FI out, and you're gonna be putting those. What is it? The T16?
I'm waiting for the Rockford T119. When you guys gonna send me it? I can make my holes 1 inch bigger.
There you go.
Go home, right,
Go big or
brother?
go home, my friend.
Yeah, man. We've sold a few of those over the years. Those things are massive. Those things are crazy. All right, I want to get into this, guys. We're going to jump to it because I got like 60 of them here. I totally overordered. I'm going to blame Bill. I have the radios that came out, the Harley radios. Ben, do we have some pictures? Can we pull that up? Yep, he's pulling it up right now. All right, you guys break this down because I got like 60 of them in stock, okay? And we need to start moving those because I got to pay this bill. You guys want to break down this radio for us? Because if you got a Harley out there, you know somebody with a Harley, this is what they need for sure. So this is what? This is the PMX HD14, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So this is a fully replacement radio on the 14 and newer model Harley Davidson baggers. Okay, so it's a direct replacement. So we're using the factory wiring, factory mounting holes. So you're not drilling or cutting anything to install it.
So we're talking about plug and play, right?
Plug and play. 100%.
Plug and play. Okay.
100%. It has Apple CarPlay. It has a function on it that we call party mode. This is the key function on it right here. Our party mode tells you that if you have multiple motorcycles, all with our PMX HD14 radio, they could all sync up and play the same song at the same time.
Okay, so this thing right here, I'm looking at it. We've and I ain't gonna bring up, but we sold a lot of aquatic over the years because there wasn't many options for this type stuff. I'm gonna tell you, this thing is bad to the bone. Plug and play, Apple CarPlay. Give us some of the features internally. Are they going to use this on their factory speakers, or are they recommended to upgrade those also?
You can use on the factory, but we always recommend the upgrade on the motorcycles. Being in an open air environment, you definitely want to produce a little bit more power, get a little bit more clarity around the wind noises when you're driving down the highways.
So everybody here that might have a Harley or know somebody have a Harley, you want to send them that because that radio is top notch, plenty in stock. We'll get them shipped out super, super fast. Ben, go ahead and bring up the Jeep audio presentation that we were just talking about. Oh, here it is right there. So this is what we're all just talking about, guys. I mean, it looks factory. I mean, it doesn't even look like aftermarket. It just looks like factory. If it didn't say Rockford on there, right, you would just think it came from the dealer.
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Bar up top.
Yeah, so this is designed for Wrangler Unlimiteds, 2018 to 2023, and then Gladiator year 2020 on up. Yeah, and so we call that our RF factory fit and finish. So we spend a lot of extra time, our application engineers spend the extra time to make sure that the texture and the fitment is exactly what you would expect out of an OEM product. So it looks like it's going to match the car perfectly. And you can tell that it does. And like what Jeff says, you know, if you didn't know that there was a Rockford Fosgate logo on it, it would just look like something that came with the vehicle. Right?
I mean, you even have like a tray to mount the amps on that bolts to the seat. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's the under-seat amplifier rack. And the wiring harness is already preset and pre-tuned. So you actually don't even have to set up those amplifiers. We've already pre-tuned them for you. So all you need to do is install it in.
Chad, you see that? Okay, now I'm sure you've seen online a bunch of custom boxes that fit under back seats and that.
Yeah.
Like I said, if that didn't say Rockford, you would think that came.
You have no idea. And you're not going to find enclosures that match the contour.
No, and I'm going to tell you, like man, I've never heard something that small under the seat sound that good. I was totally blown away. It says, can you ask Eric to see what team he thinks is going to win Master Tech? Hit red team.
Oh, awesome. Guys, I really appreciate you going to Master Tech and being involved in the Master Tech. So that's a part of Rockford Fosgate is we want to get back into the car audio industry. And Master Tech is a part of that. That's a big event coming up here locally, here in Mesa. So about 20 minutes from our houses. So I can't pick a certain team, but I know that Ada is probably on this broadcast right now, pinning you down.
Can you give everybody, because you got a lot of regular people in here, not even dealers. Can you break down what this is, Master Tech?
Yeah, so Master Tech was developed from Brian Schmidt. So he runs mobile solutions, and it's basically installer tools, routers, templates, audio tools that you would need to install the product. And he does a lot of custom installations. So he supplies those to your brick and mortar mom and pop shops that do, a lot of installs. So Master Tech developed out of his love for the industry and to give back to the industry and help educate the new generation of car audio enthusiasts coming into the market. There is a shortage of installers in car audio, and we would love to have them, explore those dreams and those wishes to try to jump into car audio. We know you love audio. We know you love tinkering around with electronics. Now, can we get you in the install bay? Can we get you into a dealer and installing it? And those types of tools and that type of education is what you can find at Master Tech. And Big Jeff is a part of that learning experience. So when you come to a dealer like Big Jeff, you're going to learn about, all these industry specific items on how to install a product. Yeah, the right way.
Yeah, essentially it's a 4-day.
Yes, 4-day expo.
It's a 4-day expo for installers. This isn't for management to come out here and walk around like Vegas or anywhere else. This is actually for the installers to come out. They can learn from some of the best that are in the country, some in the world even, and see some of the new tools that are coming out and how to use them.
A lot of 3D printing, a lot of modern tools. So it's actually open now to end users. So like fanatics like us, you
got a lot of people that are getting, I wouldn't say professionals or experts, but you got a lot of people that are doing a lot of hands-on work personally or for friends, and I've seen some really cool and killer work done, honestly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And this is the expo to go and learn from the best, right? That's how you learn your craft, is to learn from the best. These are world-renowned installers. I mean, literally around the world. They are some of the best in the world. And that's where Master Tech is bringing them up and getting them in front of a stage and getting them in front of other installers, other enthusiasts coming into the industry, and training them the right way.
If you haven't done it, make sure you comment the word Rockford. We're giving away a 5-channel, 750-watt 5-channel tonight. Rockford is kicking that in. That is super awesome. There will be a lucky winner tonight. I want to go into something next, the Ranger roof system. Can we bring that up? Rangers are getting pretty popular. Did you guys pull? Can you pull that up? There we go. I got it. Oh, there it comes. Okay, so when you guys design stuff like this, I mean, there's so many different models of these side by side and off road. I mean, how do you pick them?
Well, kind of like we mentioned before, I mean, integration, getting into vehicle specifics to give you that plug and play solution. The Ranger here is just one of them here that, we have our stage 1 through 6.
That's sick, man.
But then we said, how do we take this to the next level?
Would you sport that, Chad?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Man, that is beautiful. Sick, man.
So we make these roofs for the 2-seaters as well as the 4-seater.
Right.
Then we also have our rear cap that we were able to add onto that as well.
Man.
So we picked the platforms that are most popular. Of course, we do Polaris RZR. We do Polaris RZR Pro XP, the Turbo R, Pro R, and some of the more utility vehicle of like the Ranger and the General. We also have kits for as well. So we usually try to stay around the more popular ones because that is where the most demand comes from. If you've got 50 people asking for a kit for this one, you're going to develop a kit for that platform.
This is a good question. I'm surprised that would come up here. So, there's the whole frenzy of full range loudspeakers, which Rockford has some. Will Rockford come out with compression drivers? That's from one of our watchers.
So if you're talking, there's terminology. So we do have Punch Pro, which are basically high sensitivity, high output. Those are pro audio loudspeakers. But if you're talking about like wave guides, like what we used to do in the 90s, probably not going to be doing that, although you never know. But we do have the Punch Pro speakers. We have a 6, 8, and a 10-inch. And then we also have a standard tweeter and a neodymium tweeter. And those are really popular for SPL vehicles because they're super loud. They're super efficient. It doesn't take but just a little bit of power to get a lot of power output of those, or a lot of audio output from those.
Steven, unless you're paying for the all expenses paid, I would probably want to pull that comment back because we're not paying for that. One of our viewers put a comment or but I mean, boy, that was good, right? Yeah.
And I just wanted to mention real quick too, because you guys were just talking over there about Rockford Fosgate, about that Master Expo that you have going on, and it's like it's really cool to see that Rockford Fosgate is sticking to their core with that. Because I remember when I first got into this hobby, I read the Rockford Technical Training Institute manual, and in there I actually found the enclosure design nomogram, and that's what actually got me into designing enclosures.
Yeah, there you go.
I just like boom, you just got me there, Chad, man. I was not expecting that at all, buddy.
So the nomogram, I worked in technical support for several years, and the nomogram is this chart with curves on it. Yep. And you would basically find out how much airspace you had and figure out what tuning frequency you wanted. And then you would basically intersect those lines. And on the chart, you would circle that, and then you would be able to figure out how long and how big to make the port for that tuning frequency.
Genius.
Yeah.
And they don't sit there and bogart this knowledge. They share it with the community, and that's the right way to run a company.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
Damn, that's the new spoke. Here, I'm just going to tell you what. Take this back. Here, take this
I
back.
call it as I see it, man. And I stand by Rockford
We're going to be out of a job in a minute. Get rid of this guy, will you?
Yeah, let me just get back, man. Chad's got this. So I want everybody to know we've been a Rockford dealer for years. You can buy product from us, install it yourself, or take it to a local shop. A lot of times shops might not have as much in stock, so you would use guys like us for that. I can tell you, I think we have a lot. We have a lot in stock right now. And this is the time to get into this particular brand that obviously, like Chad said, gives back, shares knowledge, does these different events. Super.
We paved the foundation that we're making this hobby on.
Yeah, I mean, Rockford is one of the originators. When you think back, especially guys in their 30s and up, and you say what car audio brands do you remember, Rockford's always going to be one of those brands for sure. If you haven't done it already, comment the word Rockford. Definitely going to be happy. Somebody's going to win a nice 5-channel tonight.
Power the whole car with one little box.
That's actually why I suggested the 750, because you're right. That amplifier, you can run an entire system off just that one little amplifier.
Right. So the subwoofer output has how many watts?
Oh, you're going to pin me down on exact
See
power.
that? See that?
Oh.
The subwoofer is 300 watts.
Right, and by people I say, oh, that's not a lot, but Rockford subwoofers, you can get P1s, P2s
Efficient.
that are very efficient. In my own
Exactly.
BMW, I had a P3 with like 600 or 800 watts at most. Sounded great. So that's actually, you got to remember, it's not just about ratings or what the dyno says it does, but it's also the quality of that signal.
They've also smashed the dynos. Just saying.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no, for sure. Nobody's ever said you're not getting your money's worth with Rockford.
See the dynamic power. They're 1,500 watts, cranking 3,000 watts out of it.
100%. And
It's amazing.
again, you know,
And the
let me
best part
finish.
about it, it's got clean built into it, so you don't need any external meters. It's built right into the amplifier to help you set the gains properly the right way the first time.
Let me ask you,
get
what do you
pay
guys
for.
do for quality control? So product gets made, comes in. What are the quality control steps?
I'm gonna steal this. I'm gonna steal this from them because they actually used to do live streams of the actual amps being built.
Oh my gosh, you remember that? Yes, we do. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's quality control.
So we have changed our process to add more automation to it, but we use what's called RATS, and it's a Rockford Acoustic Testing System. And what it does is it's our electronics test. It's a tower. It looks like a server rack, a web server rack, and it's all completely built by Rockford employees. We have our own software, and it tests up to 200 data points on an amplifier. And so that way, wherever the manufacturing line is, we can deploy updates to that software, and we can see at any given point in time if an amplifier is drifting out of spec.
What?
We can immediately stop the production line,
Wow.
investigate it. If it's a capacitor that went out of spec, we can change that product or that part right there on the line.
Would never have thought. I mean, like, when you're talking about a DSP or something, I could see it, but I never thought in an amplifier because I don't know. I don't think of an amplifier as mechanical. Does that make sense? It's, you know, capacitors, it's diodes, it's fixed things. You're telling me you guys can even tell during production if something's not right.
Yeah, so that's what the RAT system does, is it allows us to monitor every single model that comes off the production line, and it does test dynamic power. Of course, that's what made Rockford Fosgate famous, is developing more power output than what we put on the box. So it tests every single amplifier. So now you get two power ratings. You get the standard continuous power output, and then you have the CTA 2006 dynamic power output as well. So yeah, we can test up to 200 data points. And then for speakers, we're the first company to employ what's called Clipple. Now, this is a laser measurement system that monitors the speaker, and as it's going through its exercise routine, to make sure that it matches our golden sample. So every company has a golden sample speaker for every model that they build. And then that way, you know, if something changes, if the weight of the cone changes, it can drift your parameters up pretty dramatically. And so what that Clipple laser measurement system does is it makes sure that the excursion and the response is exactly what our golden sample is. And if anything changes, we stop the production line right there.
That's crazy.
That's why your returns are so low. You were trying to figure it out.
Man, you know, I watched 5-Star did the walkthrough of the Rockford building. Well, I don't remember, maybe a year ago. And it was showing them even designing a speaker. They can almost tell what it's going to sound like before they even put it together. The amount of time they put into the designing is incredible. From start to finish, or even your guys that are building these custom fit for the bikes and everything else, where they 3D print. You guys have, I think, if I remember correctly, like this wall, like huge 3D printer, right? That you use to kind of make these prototypes. That is just nuts, man. That's
it's called the Big Rep. It's a gigantic 3D printer that's right next to where we filmed that motorcycle installation. And it's got its dedicated room, and we can run prototypes in there. And that's actually where we developed the subwoofer for Harley Davidson. We ran a prototype enclosure through that, and that way we could test fit it in the bag to make sure that the mechanics were going to work properly, where you could slide it in and out easy, and still have the great performance that you would expect out of a Rockford Fosgate product.
That's crazy. Okay, man, we learned a lot tonight. Chad, you blew my mind.
Chad.
I'm an
Man,
avid Rockford
Chad,
Fosgate
I
follower.
like that.
I'm just gonna give it up. We're just gonna call it Big Chad instead of Big Jeff. Let you take this over. I'm gonna get some sleep, man. This has been cool. We got a few minutes left. We'll get some more questions in. Off note, there's a video launching tonight. Nothing against Rockford. We sell multiple brands. We had my guys from AudioPike came out and visit me today, so we're launching a video tonight. I'd love to get you guys. I know you guys. Don't you guys do your own show?
So yeah, we had 3 shows. They're on hiatus right now. It was the bike shop, all geared up, and then we have the Insider. So I actually did a recent Insider with Brian for Master Tech that you're probably seeing on your Rockford Live screen right now.
Right.
So we just recorded that. That was a special episode that we did for Master Tech. So to generate more interest and make sure that they knew, a lot of our dealers knew what Rockford was coming to the table with this year at Master Tech. Because we've got a lot of stuff going on, including our first ever real-time Jeep installation live right there. You're going to see a full, complete install done right there on the show floor.
That's crazy. You know, this is like nothing against any other brand, but not many brands are going to this level, Chad, of doing stuff like I'm gonna tell you right now. And there's some other big names out there, right? But Rockford is definitely stepped up their game. You know, this is a popularity contest. First part, it's in marketing, and then all the stuff that you guys are doing in the background to get people excited or involved. You know, that's what makes the difference, I think, big time. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We got a little bit of time left. I always keep it at an hour. Otherwise, people start getting all crazy. We're going to take a quick video break. When we come back, we're going to look for a winner. So you still have time. Comment the word Rockford. We're going to announce that winner, and then we'll take a few more questions for Eric and Greg. Greg, you've been, actually more informative than most sales reps. How about that? Okay. And Eric, man, you could tell 30 years, man. Like you live and breathe this.
Absolutely. That's the key there.
I mean, you could tell that like this is just second nature the way you're talking about things. There's no thought into it. And that I think people sense that realness. This is why you don't see, Chad, a lot of those videos on YouTube dynoing Rockford. There's no reason to.
No, it's a proven name. You know you're going to get what you pay for, exactly.
And people love to see what it's going to do before they buy. It's the biggest thing right now. But that's why you don't see that. There's really no need to. All right, we're going to take a quick video break. We're going to be right back with Eric and Greg and my boy Chad. We've been talking about working with this audio pipe AP CLE 1500.1. You'll see we're using SMD, which is kind of cool. I'm going to take you for a little ride here. We do have a clamp on the speaker output, and this is another style which we're only using through the power wire to get a good amperage and voltage signal. So you technically don't need that, and check it out here. It's about to start kicking in. There you go. That's about 850 watts. We're gonna run this one more time, 40 hertz. And you're gonna watch that. Let's see if I could just put the mode on. Track ready. There we go. All right, I'm Big Jeff signing off. Thank you.
Watch the complete video on our YouTube channel.
So what happened was I had to get a second warehouse. I got this building a year ago. We outgrew it, okay? Too much inventory. And I said I was never going to pay anybody's rent. You say that when you first buy your first house. You say, I'm never paying somebody else's rent again. And I bought this building, and I said, I'm never paying somebody else's rent again. And we had to. So I got a second warehouse about 4 miles up the road. Part of the warehouse, obviously, is an office, right? We're not going to use it. We're not shipping out of there. We don't have customers go there. It is straight overflow product. Right now, half of it is filled with Rockford stage kits because it takes up so much room. Okay, so we had the office, and I said, you know what? I'm going to build me a little room, light it up, bench, have my tools over there, so I'm not trying to find them over here. We're using SPL Labs. We're using SMD, and that's what we're doing there. So I get a little bit of time here and there to play with, test, product, and that's what we're doing. So over time, we're going to do more in that. I think customers like to see stuff being used. They like to see woofers flexing, to see that excursion.
Heck yeah.
We got a nice FLIR. I always say it wrong. FLIR reader to check temperatures and keep track of how it might not just go on the bench. In the video, we also have a big stand we built that we can put a woofer in freestanding and solid. So we can have also like a dynamic load, right? And have it hooked up to a speaker too, more real life. And then my plan is to show how things heat up, show the voltage go down, and how things run at a higher voltage, which is all should be learning lessons when people ask, what should I do with my electrics? What should I do with my wire? So that's what we're doing there. Which is kind of fun. Hopefully I get more time and I'll get that locked down better and better. It's a learning process and just something that I just want to bring to the customers on all the product we sell. And that's where we're at there. Okay. We're going to get to that point. We're going to give away this amp. I'm going to let Greg or Eric, either one of you, or shit, we should let Chad, because Chad blew my mind tonight. Chad, when we put up the winner, you're going to announce it. And I want you to just go crazy.
I got this.
Because somebody just won a R2 750 5-channel. Okay, so this is not a small or cheap amp. This is something that, like you said, can use on a whole system. And somebody's about to win this. All right, my team. Who won?
Bruce Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bruce Johnson just got a whole sound system for his car for free, powered.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you guys.
A prize to
This
win.
guy is
It's not
so
a
infectious,
monoblock
man.
or a fortune. Let's take it the whole shebang.
You're hired, Chad. I swear to God, if I could use. You were off the J, man. Congratulations.
Oh, man.
Yeah, contact us 737.
Like I didn't see my name up there. I was kind of hoping.
No. You can't. It would be like if I would have let that happen, then we would have took.
I wouldn't have even. I would not have
2
given it back.
weeks of social media saying we set this up and you got it and it's rigged. So we wanted.
I would have kept it. That's
Hey,
a good air.
Thank you. I see all the congratulations, and that's how it should be. There's only one winner in contests, unfortunately, and everybody should be happy for him. Every week we're giving something away, so definitely check out. If you got a question, we got a few minutes left. I'd like to get those questions up. Greg or Eric, do you have anything you want to bring to the people watching right now?
Well, I was watching some of the comments go through, and I appreciate the RTTI feedback on for dealers to go through training and some sort of perk program. So I appreciate that feedback. I saw that. So I'll talk to the boss, right?
Absolutely. I think one of the key things, like you mentioned, you know, Eric's love for the audio, my love for the audio, my love for the motorcycle world and things like that, you know, this is being built by fanatics for fanatics.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of in-house testing. Everything we do is engineered and designed right over in Tempe, Arizona. And everything that we do is all in-house testing.
I got to say,
I'm blowing stuff up on the motorcycle. We got guys blowing stuff up on the side-by-sides, on the boats and the cars.
Because we need to test those limits. We need to test how far the product can go and how abusive the customers can get before the product is out of its life cycle. So that way we roll that back down and provide some realistic specifications. So that way a customer knows when I put this in the vehicle, I can really hammer it hard. It won't shut down on me. It'll still work. It's going to last for a long time. In fact, some of the biggest products are the amplifiers from the 2000s that are generating a lot of interest because Rockford Fosgate builds products that last a really long time, and they develop a lot of power output on the amplifier side, and they handle very well power on the subwoofer side, and they're all designed for sound quality. So there's a pretty big secondhand market 20 to 20 years ago of those models that I used to make on the production line. So it just goes to show that, you know, we're continuing to use the same methodology in Rockford today as we did back in the 90s and the 2000s. It's still the same heart and still the same effort that goes into building every single product. When you come to Rockford and take a tour, you're going to see a wall that's called 25 to Life, and it's just filled with employees that are still there because we're so passionate about what we do.
I'm surprised it didn't come up because anybody we have on here, and I don't care if it's even Camry Caruso, the race driver that I sponsor in NHRA, everybody always asks, what do you all drive and what do you have in it?
All right, so I'll start with that one. That was easy. I got a 2015 Harley Davidson Road Glide that I'm running our full Stage 5 system as well as 2 extra pair of TMS 6.5-inch speakers. So I'm running 8 speakers and 2 10-inch subwoofers on my motorcycle. And that's my daily rider.
So my last system was a Durango that had 2 10-inch subwoofers and a custom built enclosure built by Brian Schmidt in RTTI. And the brackets for the enclosure were actually the positive and minus terminals of the speaker output from the amplifier. Then I had the first ever RFQ 5000 digital signal processor made by Jim Fosgate. So we utilized, Jim Fosgate had an epiphany and he created this Dolby Pro Logic 2 codec. And we were the first company to license that back. So I was at CES in 99, I believe, 2000, somewhere like that. And I got to meet Jim Fosgate. Jim Fosgate personally tuned my vehicle.
Oh, wow.
Personally tuned my vehicle.
Yeah, that's crazy. All-time favorite product for Rockford. What is the all-time favorite product?
All-time favorite product.
T119.
That's
What
a
is it?
tough one.
What, Chad?
That is a tough one right there.
No.
But I am going to fall back into my roots, which is motorcycle.
Okay.
And I do got to say that our dual 10-inch subwoofer system is legit.
Right.
It is legit. I would have to say there's 2 amplifiers and there's an evolution there. Power 300 MOSFET, because that's what I ran in my 1989 Nissan hardbody. And then I swapped that amplifier out for the Punch 4080 DSM, the prototype. And it produced way more power than I was anticipating. And I kept it in there. I just took the Power 300 out. It went on the trophy shelf, and I kept the 4080 in there for years. So
Chad, have you held that 19-inch?
No, it's a little hefty.
No, I'm saying, have you got to see one in person?
No, I have not.
You know, we gave one away when I first started building the YouTube, and we're doing Rockford giveaways. We gave, I think, 2 away.
Wow, you gave them away to the wrong dude.
I would think that. Listen, I would think if you were gonna get rid of the FI, we could probably get something worked out with Rockford, and it would be pretty inexpensive to get it in there for you.
That would have to be a talk for some after show.
Well, we definitely
gonna
talk because I think Rockford would love to have you as their spokesman preaching that.
I'm sure we could work something out.
I'm sure we could work something out for him. I would even chip in on that for sure, man.
I'm sure we could figure something out.
God damn, boy, you was more in person. I mean, you just. I love you, man.
I mean, I'm not saying like I'm against.
I ain't saying this weird, everybody.
With a 2500.
And I don't mean this any weird way, but I love Chad, man. Chad, you're my new best friend. I swear to God, man. I love you.
I was gonna say you're my best friend, but I don't know. I kind of like Eric. After 35 years, he's still got the passion burning in him.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know what? You're not camera shy, but people coming on here, it's weird the first time or talking into a screen. So you can tell you've been around the block with that, but you can definitely feel the realness in you, Eric, that you can tell this is real.
Heck yeah.
You can tell that you're not just putting on a fake smile right now. You're enjoying this, which is really what this. Let me tell you something. I've tried to have competitors on this show just because it's, to me, I'm not selling anything. Yeah, I'm broadcasting my brand or trying to get people there, but we don't do this to sell things, right? And I think everybody just, this should be a show that people should enjoy and have a good time. Tonight was filled with tons of comments. It was great. You guys seem like you had a good time. Chad, you're off the chain. You're on like a natural high. And we're going to get some Rockford in that car for sure. Yeah, everybody's got their bling on tonight. I'm going to bring in my other crew. Here's Ben Jammin. He's the one that actually cut the videos up and does all that work for me.
Right, we got to talk about that dance video, Ben. I don't know where you're going with that.
Yeah, hey, when they say once it goes on the internet, it's on the internet.
Yeah, apparently so.
We got Tail of the hair, but he's not the hair anymore. He actually cut it all off. I didn't even know who he was the day he came in. I kept staring at him like, did we get a new employee? And is Allie still here? She might get missed.
There's our girl Allie at.
There's Allie right there. It takes a team of people for us to put on a show each week. You can see my guys we try to make it a show and make some videos and make some content and get people involved. And, that's what it's about. So we appreciate all our supporters. Chad, I got to say, I've collected more super chats in one night than I've have in months. I'll make everybody deal. All the super chats are going to get put together, and we will put it towards another piece of Rockford out of my pocket here. And
Big Jeff to support team It Hurts.
Yeah,
it's got a collab going.
There you go. We most of your team I have no problem with. They like me, and you have some members that just want to burn me at the stake. But
get the discounts going.
There you go.
Names out there.
Everybody, I had a great time tonight. It's been a rough week, 2 weeks for me. A lot's been going on here. We're getting situated for tax time. I think I enjoyed this podcast big time. Yeah, this was a good night tonight. I thank everybody for coming on tonight. I thank all you followers, people that commented, shared, and liked. This is what it's about. Hopefully, I know you two guys are super busy, but maybe down the road after season, we can get you back on here and see what else is new and, do this over again.
Yeah, that'd be great to have us back on. We'd really appreciate that. Yeah.
Next week, everyone, February 27th, we're going to have Alan Palmer on from Gale Force. If you don't know who Gale Force is, he came up with basically a Marine style speaker. He's got a F1 and F2. He'll be back on. We'll be talking about that. Also tonight at 8:45, we have the Audio Pipe premiere video. Check that out. Show some love. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. If you'd like to have somebody on the podcast or you want to be in the podcast, email us at podcast@bigjeffaudio.com. I will try my darndest to get them on here. We're at episode 38, and we've been keeping them strong. And if you got pictures or videos of your build and you want to get shout out, we have a thing for that. On our website, there's a section that you can upload your videos, your pictures, and we will shout you out. Or you can email us at shoutout@bigjeffaudio.com. It doesn't even have to be equipment you bought from me. Man, we're just here to kind of spread the word and give back to the community. As much as there's trolls out there, there is plenty of good people like we've had in here tonight, and that's what keeps us going on doing this. So I am Big Jeff, and we are signing off episode 38. I will see you next week. Chad, you better be back on sooner than later. I'll tell you that.
I'm looking forward to Rockford Fosgate's part 2. Don't you go ghosting Jeff now. You got those emails. Get back on here.
We're gonna see what we can do to get that taken care of. And thank you to everybody. Have a good night. I'm Big Jeff signing off.
Everyone.
We'll see you next week.
Another show in the bag, yeah, that's a wrap. Big Sound is the best, and it ain't no cap. Hit the website if you need that merch. It's Big Jeff Audio and hit the search. I know you had fun, yeah, you gotta admit it. That boy Big Jeff took his thing and he did it. Always a win, yeah, never a L. Did you smash the like, subscribe, and hit the bell? Share it on your socials, put it on blast. We'll be back next week with another podcast. Big Sound in the house, like no other. Deviant and Big Jeff, the Basshead Brothers.